You know, one of the most common questions I get asked is, how do I believe in myself when everything around me feels like it's falling apart? It's a great question, and honestly, it's something I've struggled with too. Self-belief isn't something you're born with. It's not a gift, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be built, strengthened, and mastered. But here's the thing. Building unbreakable self-belief isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or hoping for external validation. It's about doing the work even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Let's start with this. Self-belief is not the absence of doubt. It's not about never feeling scared or unsure. It's about moving forward despite those feelings. Think about it. Every single person you admire, every athlete, every entrepreneur, every artist, they've all doubted themselves at some point. But what separates them from everyone else is their ability to take action, even when their mind is screaming, "You can't do this." So how do you build that kind of unshakable confidence? Let's break it down. First, you need to understand that self-belief is rooted in evidence. You can't just wake up one day and decide to believe in yourself if you haven't put in the work. Confidence comes from competence, and competence comes from repetition, from showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Let me give you an example. When I was starting out in my career, there were days when I felt like I didn't belong, like I wasn't good enough. But instead of letting those thoughts control me, I focused on what I could control: my effort, my discipline, my consistency. I didn't need to believe I was the best in the world. I just needed to believe that I was better than I was yesterday. And that small shift in mindset made all the difference. Here's the second thing. You have to stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the killer of self-belief. When you're constantly looking at someone else's highlight reel, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. But here's the truth. Everyone is on their own journey. Everyone has their own struggles, their own battles. And the only person you should be competing with is yourself. Ask yourself this: are you better than you were a month ago? Are you improving, even if it's just by 1%? If the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. And over time, those small wins add up. They build momentum. They build confidence. Now let's talk about failure. Because if you're serious about building unbreakable self-belief, you need to reframe how you see failure. Most people see failure as the end of the road. They let it define them. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every mistake, every setback, every no is just feedback. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to come back stronger. I'll be honest with you, I've failed more times than I can count. But every time I failed, I made a promise to myself. I would learn from it. I would use it as fuel. And that mindset has been one of the most powerful tools in building my self-belief. Because when you know that failure can't break you, that it's just a stepping stone on the path to success, you stop fearing it. And when you stop fearing failure, you start taking bigger risks. You start chasing bigger dreams. Another key to building self-belief is surrounding yourself with the right people. You've probably heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And it's true. If you're constantly around people who doubt you, who bring you down, who make you feel small, it's going to be incredibly hard to believe in yourself. But if you surround yourself with people who lift you up, who challenge you, who believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself, that's when the magic happens. Find your tribe. Find the people who see your potential, even when you can't see it yourself. And don't be afraid to distance yourself from the ones who drain your energy. Your mindset is too important to be influenced by negativity. Now let's talk about the power of visualization. This is something I use every single day, and it's been a game changer for me. Visualization is not just about imagining success, it's about feeling it. It's about putting yourself in that moment, experiencing it in your mind before it happens in real life. Here's how I do it. Every morning, I take a few minutes to close my eyes and visualize my goals. I see myself achieving them. I feel the emotions, the pride, the joy, the satisfaction, and I let that feeling fuel me throughout the day. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about reminding yourself why you're doing what you're doing. It's about staying connected to your purpose. And speaking of purpose, that's another crucial piece of the puzzle. Self-belief is so much easier to maintain when you're connected to your why. Why are you doing this? What's driving you? What's the bigger picture? When you have a strong sense of purpose, the obstacles don't seem as daunting. The setbacks don't feel as personal, because you know that no matter what happens, you're moving towards something that matters to you. Finally, let's talk about self-talk, because the way you talk to yourself matters more than you realize. If you're constantly telling yourself, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, guess what? You're going to believe it. But if you start replacing those negative thoughts with positive affirmations, with reminders of your strengths, your progress, your potential, you'll start to see a shift. Here's a simple exercise. Every morning, look in the mirror and say one thing you're proud of about yourself. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be as simple as, I showed up today, or I didn't give up. Over time, those small affirmations will start to rewire your brain. They'll help you see yourself in a new light. Building unbreakable self-belief isn't easy. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes courage. But I can tell you this, it's worth it. Because when you believe in yourself, truly believe in yourself, there's nothing you can't achieve. You become unstoppable. So start today, take one small step, prove to yourself that you're capable. And remember, self-belief isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about trusting yourself, even when the path ahead is unclear. Because at the end of the day, the only person who needs to believe in you is you. And once you do, the world will have no choice but to believe in you too.